all right. The name is Delman, aka Four Eyes, the Ugly Professor, doing the review for the new Freddie Gibbs, You Only Die Once. This album review is done on behalf of Old Heads Network. Alright, my guy Gangsta Gibbs has 6 solo albums and 4 collaboration albums. And this joint that I'm about to review is like the sequel to his 2017 album, You Only Live Twice. So this is like part 2 to that joint. And I would say my guy Gangsta Gibbs, Freddie Gibbs, he has like 3 for sure albums that I will put in my best albums within the last 10 years. Maybe 4. Like his joint with Madlib, Bandana, is one of my favorite albums in the last 10 years. Alfredo with The Alchemist is one of my favorite albums within the last 10 years. And Soul Separately is one of my favorite albums in the last 10 years. So he has 3 that would be in my top 20. And maybe 4, the joint he got with Currency and The Alchemist called Fetty. That was very underrated. Really dig that album. That might even make my top 20 albums of the last 10 years. So he's consistent. Freddie is very consistent. He makes good albums. And I'm going to have to start considering him for my top 20 of all time rappers. I'm going to really start having to think about that and consider putting him in that top 20 of all time. Because I'm very heavy on artists making consistently good albums, and he has a few classics, in my opinion, to go along with that consistency that he has. So I'm gonna have to start really considering him for my top 20. I know some people might say that's crazy because they might say all this nigga do is rap about drugs, or he's a one-trick pony, he only drives down one lane, he doesn't have a lot of range and that sort of thing. But if you good at what you do and you putting out good material speaking on that subject, hey, I can't complain. Sometimes when people go outside themselves, they fuck up. So will I like to see him do a little growth, have a little growth and elevate his subject matter? Yeah. I mean, I've seen posts on social media saying he's getting tired of talking about gangster shit. So I don't know how real that is, but so I'm gonna get into this review of this new album, You Only Die Once. And I like pretty much everything on here. It's 13 tracks total. You have an interlude, which is not a song, so I'm not counting that. And I pretty much like everything with the exception of 2 songs. Now these 2 songs are not bad, but I really see them as just being okay at best. And ironically enough and funny enough, a few podcasts that I've listened to, these are the 2 songs that they kind of like highlight and praise. So I'm the opposite on what they think, because I think these are the 2 weakest songs on here. Like I said, they're not bad, but I don't think they is, I was looking for, because I heard the podcast and they was raving about these 2 particular songs. So I said, oh, I'm looking forward to hearing it. And then I heard, I was like, so they okay. They okay. They kind of like the weak link of the album to me, in my opinion. But anyway, one of the songs called It's Your Anniversary, which he samples, whoever produces samples the classic Tony song Anniversary. I thought the joint is just okay at best. I think they could have used the sample better, flipped it a little better, freaked it a little better. That's coming from a producer such as myself. I just thought they could have did a better job using that sample. And I would say if you want to hear this sample used in a much better way, in my opinion, look up this group called Unforgiven. They got an album called Path to Paradise. They got a song called Animosity, where I believe they used this sample and used it much better than Freddie did. I believe that album is on SoundCloud. I don't know if it's on any other streaming platforms, but that's a group from back in the day. Anyway, And then you got another song called Ruthless, where he samples the classic 112 Cupid joint, which I thought was okay. I wouldn't have thought to sample that because it's such a famous song, and it's a classic. It's probably my favorite 112 song, but I thought it was just okay. And it seemed to be the two songs that I heard people was digging from this album. I thought they was the weak links to this album. But I thought the production overall is very nice. It's smooth, laid back, but it has thump to it. It has some kick to it. I really dig the production. And Gibbs, he's rapping he's being his normal self rapping, I call it glorious drug dealer, braggadocious street talk. He gives you that as he typically does in a clever way. He's rapping his ass off. He gets a little deep and like introspective on a song called On the Set, where he's talking about some people who passed, unfortunately, too early. And he has a video for that joint. I really dig that song. But I would give this a strong B+. I really like it. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Now, it's not as good as his recent past projects before this joint, but it's a pretty good album. I dig it. Strong B+. So I gotta do a shameless plug. I have an album out with my guy Ali. It's Ali and the Ugly Professor. The name of the album is called Chemical Compositions. It's only on Bandcamp for now. In the future, we'll put it on other streaming platforms, but it's only on Bandcamp for now. 12 tracks. It's intelligent, hardcore, ugly face music. Go on Bandcamp, listen. If you like it, cop it. And I'm out of here. Subscribe, like, and all that good shit.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.